A while back, I created a series of diamond paintings with emotions and personalities. And this is Mary Sunshine. I also have Envy and Hell Hath No Fury. And since I did that, my software has been updated and I created my own, well, I chose my own set of symbols. I didn't create my symbols. And I am going to update Mary Sunshine with these symbols. So I'm going to open up, well, I already did this and then I thought I'm gonna record this. So I opened up the palette order and I have them in order of the most drills used to the least. And I'm going to do this because, and that's not what I wanted to do. I put them in order from the most used drills to the least so that I feel I can choose the best symbols for the colors. I'm going to go through and tweak it, but you'll see why in a moment. So when I'm done, I'm going to go put them in order by DMC number, so they're in order numerically on the legend. I'm going to change the symbols and reassign them in font order. So that means they're going to be in order of how I chose them when I put my symbols together. And that's back office stuff too. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then A through, the alphabet. And once that's done, then we have these symbols. But I'm going to go through and look at these symbols to make sure that they're going to be easily seen on the canvas. So I'm going to increase this to 60%. That way I can see the symbols on the diamond painting. Okay, there we go. Now this is huge. I want to be able to see the symbols easy. Okay, so 1 looks good, right? And 2 is orange and it's dark enough so it's black. 1 is white. 3 is white. 4 is tan very light, but that's going to be okay. If this was difficult to see, then I would pick a bold symbol, and I'll do that like when I get down to X, I'll show you. Or maybe even before that. Let's see. 8 is gold medium. That should be okay. See if we can find an 8. That might be in the there. I'm going to reassign that, and I'm going to give that the dot. Okay, so now 8 is available for another symbol to use later. See, so that dot is easier to see on that brown than the 8 is, given the shade of, well, the old gold medium. It's gold, not brown, but anyway. And the B, that's the peacock blue. That should be okay, too. That's in her dress. Yeah, that's good. Now, remember, you're looking at a backlit computer screen right now. The canvas is going to be different. The screen that I'm looking at and your computer screen that you're looking at, the colors are going to vary. And then the actual colors on the canvas are going to vary as well. So keep that in mind, because that's important to remember when you receive any diamond painting canvas. If you look at a diamond painting canvas on the computer, you're going to buy it. It's going to look different when you receive it. Okay, the B, C, D, antique mauve. That's right here. That's okay. E, autumn gold dark. That's going to be somewhere in the flowers. Let's see. See, Q, G, those are close. Is that in her skin? Well, you know what? I can find it this way. I'm going to highlight all of these. It's going to show up in red. So I'm going to make it smaller so I can see more of the canvas, and then it's going to be in red. There we go. It's in her arms. Okay. Now I know where it is. So what I'm doing now is called hand charting. I've already rendered the diamond painting. I'm going back and I'm charting the symbols. So I'm going to make this larger so I can see the D. That's okay. With the E, I'm pretty sure that's all right. I might be moving back and forth with the symbols to be looking at them. Wait a minute. Okay, G is antique mauve, very light. So there's a G right there, so that's fine. This D is okay. So the O is desert sand light and the Q is shell pink medium. So I'm going to leave the O and I'm going to leave the Q because they're two very different colors. So some people might say don't use O and Q on the same canvas, but they're different colors, so I'm not going to worry about changing it. If they were like two shades of the same color, I would change it. STUVWX. I want to look at the X and make sure that that's going to be okay. Okay, so the X right there. Let's see. Yeah, that looks okay. That's going to be fine. YZ. This Cocoa Light. Okay, and the Cornflower Blue. I'm going to change this because I prefer the percent sign to be used on a lighter color. So this is a dark blue, so I'm going to make this the heart because I want a more bold symbol on this color. That's okay. The shell gray medium shows up a little dark, so I'm going to use a bold symbol on this one because it's dark enough to be a black symbol, not a white symbol. So I'm going to choose another symbol that's going to be more bold. I'm going to choose this arrow. So now you can see that it's more bold. And this shell pink very dark, I'm going to use a larger symbol to make it stand out more. I will use this cup of coffee. This is okay on this blue violet. I'm going to change this because terracotta dark is kind of dark, and I'm going to use this little fishy. This antique violet is too dark for such a thin symbol as a question mark, so I'm going to make that one more bold. This @ sign on the white is okay. These fractions, I've got to change these out because I've seen them on other canvases and I like them, but all right, I'm going to change out these fractions to be something a little more bold. So let's see. So this coffee cup is shell pink. This is mustard. So I'm going to use this coffee mug. And I'm going to use something a little bit not so small on that one. So you know what? I'm going to use the 8 there. And for the great medium, that's kind of dark also for such a small, thin like this fraction. I've used all the letters and the numbers. So I'm going to use this Z. And this upside down question mark, that's better for a lighter color. So I'm going to choose something more bold. I'll use this symbol, CE, CE, A, and B. Garnet Dark, Antique Mauve. They might be too close together, so I'm going to change this one out. All right, I'm going to take a look around, see what's what here. I'm looking at the J. Yeah, that's okay, the baby blue. Okay, so the antique mauve on her skin, the sun is to her back. So the mauve on the front of her arms facing out to us, looking at her, does make sense. And besides, if she's been in the sun all day in the sunflower fields, she's going to be a little red from the heat and working and catching a little sun on her skin. Here's an O and a C. Is that just those two? O and the C. How many of those are together? I'm going to look at that. There's the O. And let's take a look at where the C. C. O. And C. So I think I will change this O because the O and the C are close together in the picture. So I am going to change out this O. I wasn't going to do that initially. I wasn't going to change out the O and the Q, but the O and the C, yes. So now here's the C and the arrow. So this hand charting, Nobody can go in and make changes to this except me. Well, I have a cousin who has my software too because she's an artist and sometimes I need her help to go in and correct some colors and shading. She's done that for me a couple of times. If somebody, so I'm going to have these printed here in the US. So if somebody sent a diamond painting or an image they wanted made into a diamond painting to a factory in China, the factory will render and may or may not hand chart the image. It depends on the factory and the work that they do, the work that they want to do. When I first began and I worked with a factory in China, they did a great job. But when I asked them to go in and make changes, and I sent them an order with like 4 or 5 different paintings, and then I wanted them to make changes on all the diamond paintings, they told me they weren't going to work with me anymore because I wanted them to go in and make changes. I still laugh about that. There are other companies that cost more that do take the time to go in and update these symbols like I'm doing now. Once the company renders and hand charts the canvas, they can show it to me and I can ask them to make changes. They're not going to give me access to their software to go in and make changes. But I'm doing this myself. But in the past, when I have asked companies to make changes, they've made some. I love this steaming coffee cup. I think it is the cutest thing. 'Cause I'm a coffee drinker. I'm thinking this looks pretty good. I am happy with this. Okay, so I'm going to save this. All right, now I'm going to go and I'm going to reorder the palette. See, here is the most amount used, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then dot, etc., and it's all in order. I'm going to now reorder this so it's in numerical order by DMC number. So now the symbols are not going to be in alphabetical order or numerical order on the legend. It's easier for me when I bag these drills and put them in order to do it in numerical order rather than putting them in order by symbol. Because then it would be 1 is 826, 2 is 741, 3 is 797, 4 is 738, etc. I was putting numbers on the bag 1, 2, 3 along with the DMC numbers, and that just takes extra time, so I stopped doing that because I figure numerical order by DMC is it's just as easy, takes less time, less stickers, right? Less cost. When I did this in my old software, I actually put a border around it. I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to remove the border. But I don't have to do that now with this new software because I can, I'm going to save this again for giggles. And because now when I go to print this out or set this up on a PDF, I'm going to be able to add the border that way. So I'm going to export. This is a round drill. I am going to go on a square symbol color because if I go with a round symbol color, you are going to see the white canvas behind the drills. And I don't want to do that. So I'm choosing square symbol colors. So the canvas is going to have the square, the colors in squares, but it's going to be size 2.8 for round drills. Diamond size symbol is 98%, so it's just a hair smaller than the 2.8. Show title, yes, Mary Sunshine, Mary Sunshine. Label on lower left is Art by Sal's. I want to remove the row numbers. My logo is up there. It's right here. Mary Sunshine, Art by Sal's. Okay, so here the design size is 2.3 inches by 36.4 inches. With the border, it is 25.3 by 39.7. So I'm going to make these 25.5 and 38 inches. That's going to be the measurement that I put in the description on the website. So if you were to purchase this canvas and get out your measuring tape and measure only the image, you're going to think it's smaller than what I said it was. You have to measure the paper size because that includes the border. When I send this to the printer, they're going to send me a proof, and their proof is going to have a safe line in a border around this dotted border. You're not going to see it. It's not going to be printed. And then there's a trim line. So the image has to be inside the safe zone. The image, all of this, the name, my logo, Art by Sal's and Homespun Hobby, that all has to be inside the safe zone. And just outside of the safe zone, is the trim line. So sometimes when people measure, say, oh, this is half a centimeter or a half an inch smaller than they said it was, you have to take into consideration the border around the image and inside the safe zone. So these margins, these are millimeters. So the paper size is 25.3 wide. So the left and right, I'm going to increase that a little bit until I can get it to be 25.5. That hasn't moved yet. I wonder, let's see. The width, you know what? I might be able to, because I have this border on here that I forgot about, I can probably make this 25 instead of 25.5. So I'm going to try that. The size, let's see. There we go. And you know what? That size is going to be just fine. Because when I have this printed, there's going to be a 2-inch border because my printer will automatically add a 2-inch border. And the canvas price is based on the size. So now I'm going to go up to 37.5 instead of, I'm going to go up to 38 instead of 37.5 because that is going to trim off too much. So let me see. There we go, 25.38. Perfect. I'm not going to show the grid. Poof, the grid is gone. Ah, so much better. That just means, yeah, so you're not going to see a grid. The canvas is not going to have a grid. I'm not going to show the key because I don't put the legend on the canvas. That way, if you want to frame it, you don't have to worry about cutting off the legend. So I'm going to print this or save this as a PDF. And I'm going to put it on my D drive here. And now we wait while this software works its magic. Ta-da! Here we are. Yay! Okay, and we can, this is the PDF that's going to be printed. And it's so pretty. So here I can show you how you're not going to see the grid, but each color is in a square. So when you put the round drill on this, what you're going to see behind the drill is the color, not the white canvas. This is what I mean by my choosing a square symbol on color instead of round symbol on color. So it's a symbol on a square color, not a symbol on a round color. Okay, so that's good. I am very happy with this. Okay, so she is saved. Now I'm going to print the key and the legend and a chart. So the diamond sizes, 0.10 is square, 1/10 of an inch is square, and 1/9 of an inch is round. So it's going to be 1/9 of an inch. That's 9. And the chart is going to have the symbols, the number, the name, number of diamonds. I'm not going to have a count of bags. I'm not going to put the count of bags of 200 drills on there. Here is the legend, the symbol, DMC number, the name of the color, and the number of drills for that color. And here are the stickers, or print this off on the sticker sheet, and then you can use this for your, when you kit up. It has the symbol, the MC number, and the color name. And now I'm going to do the drill, the inventory sheet. I'm going to get rid of this. Come on. So this diamond painting has 70,959 drills. I hate that. 70,959, is that right? Yep. Okay. So this is row 40 through 53, so I can go back and delete this. So now this will print on one sheet of paper instead of two. And Mary Sunshine is good to go.